Let me fix this too. Why is this not showing up? Un momento. There we go.
Hello?
There we go.
Yo.
Awesome. We're getting ready to do the podcast, everyone.
The podcast.
Good.
Nice.
All right. Sweet.
Podcast time,
time.
hoggers.
All right. I'll throw us the hosto to ourselves. So we're big boys and girls finally, and we decided to start doing the podcast on the Runeterrable Twitch account. Hey, thank you for that stuff, buddy.
Wait,
Hey,
Saucy, can chat hear me right now?
Yep, they should.
Oh no, chat, no. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, chat. We finally did the thing that we probably should have done a year ago and gave the podcast its own channel.
But to be fair, we had a lot of reasons. We had a lot of reasons for it. Here, I'm gonna host our thing so we can do our thing.
Yes, chat. Come to us. Make sure you follow the new channel. Oh, that was a mistake.
Oh, oh no.
Oh, you up. What's up, chat?
Hey kids.
Welcome
I
everyone,
think
all
you
the
can.
new people.
I think
Think
you
you
can
can
hear.
hear me?
I think you can hear us. I don't know.
I see audible in chat. That's all we needed.
Perfect.
Yes, we are here, chat.
Ah, there's
We are in the
sound.
new location. We're gonna be doing the podcast in like I don't know, a minute or so. I mean, you know how it is. We're I'll get for the regulars. I'll say we're officially in pre-show right now, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we're just making shit up, I guess. Oh,
Blevins louder than Saucy. Okay, we have an expert on hand that maybe can
maybe.
fix that. We're fancy now. We have a producer.
Yep.
We've got our own channel.
Yep.
We are
Fancy as
are
shit.
legit beyond even just our beards now. It's now
We're
not
fancy
just
as
the beards.
shit.
We're fancy. Yeah,
Fancy as.
fancy as
God, I'm sure everyone's getting so annoyed by it. Have you been seeing that I've just been censoring random words
Yes.
all the last week? It's been great.
The rises.
The rise. No one likes soggy.
Okay, chat says our levels are good. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the new setup on the actual show, but I just wanted to let everyone know it's just gonna be a complete gonna be a complete mystery to everyone.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I mean it.
Yeah, fuck.
We can swear.
Oh,
we can
wait.
swear all we want. We can play DMCA music on this. I don't care if this brand new channel gets banned. We'll make
fuck
another
it.
one.
We'll make a new one. No.
Okay, producer says absolutely play whatever DMCA music you want, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can't get in trouble. We're immune to everything.
We are immune because we have one level of differentiation. We're immune, but we're not immune to the show starting. And here's the funny thing.
Yep.
I don't think our producer knows how the show starts.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. That makes it even better.
They have no idea, so they're not going to be ready at all. It's going to completely catch them off guard.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely. Although I'm now answering a thing on chat on camera that chat has no idea.
So big.
I wonder who the producer. The producer is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Runeterrable Radio. I am Blevins. With me, as always, is Saucy.
What's going on, dude? How's it going? It's been a wild pre-show.
It's been a wild pre-show, and it's a special one because we're on the brand new channel, twitch.tv/Runeterrable, as well as live streaming on YouTube. Because we can do that because we're not a partnered account, so we can do whatever we want.
Do whatever the fuck
Saucy,
we want.
Big boy pants Saucy has to abide by rules, but the
know.
podcast doesn't.
Stupid. I have like a checklist of rules I have to go over every day. Okay.
It seems, Mr. Saucy, you were you streamed at 47.5 FPS when really it should have been 48.
Yeah.
It's going to be
a
demerit.
I get fined every time I break a rule. They fine me.
You get fined and you get one banana sticker taken away.
And I like my banana stickers quite a bit.
So good. But we are on the new channel. Again, twitch.tv/Runeterrable. Everything else is the same, as evidenced by the fact that most listening to this in podcast world and nothing changed. Nothing is changing for you. But if you want to check out the show live, you can find us on Wednesdays, twitch.tv/Runeterrable, as well as the YouTube channel. That is getting sort of it's getting a buff. We're buffing it out with wax like you'd buff a car, but it's also getting buffed in patch notes are buffing up the YouTube channel because we have
the buff rises.
The buff rises. That doesn't make sense, but I love it. We have a producer who people were asking who it was, which now means I want to keep it a mystery for as long as possible.
It's a secret forever. We'll never tell.
So we'll maybe in 3 years we'll have a when the show has jumped the shark, we'll have an episode where we reveal and it's completely like no one cares. But it'll be awesome.
We're under NDA. We can't say who it is.
Yes, we are under NDA because almost gave away too much. Maybe we'll give
almost
away one
did.
clue. We'll give away one clue every episode, maybe. But yeah, so that's really cool. New channel, new producer is going to be helping us do cool stuff with all that. So yeah, super pumped about that.
It's very cool. Yeah,
I'm also super pumped about what's that new thing that came out?
There was the new TFT set.
Yeah, TFT set 5 came out, which is awesome. TFT set 5 Reckoning. We're gonna go over all the. Oh wait, no.
Oh, different channel.
No,
the new set is here. If you're here live, it's official launch day for Guardians of the Ancient, which I keep fucking up and calling it the Guardians of the Ancients. There's no S at the end of Ancient, by the way.
There's only one Ancient.
Yep, a single Ancient that we're the Guardians of. That came out
Chip,
today.
Right? Chip is the Ancient that we're guarding.
Okay, can we talk about... Then we're going to get on a tangent, but have you heard the voice lines between Chip and everyone?
No.
They are the most adorable voice lines I've ever heard. They're cuter than Shell Shocker by a lot. And I'll just leave it to you when you hear him live. But he talks like, "Oh, I'm Chip. I talk like this," and he's got like a little speech impediment, and it sounds like a 4-year-old. He's so cute.
Wow, that is, and also confirmed that he is Malphite, Malphite is their father.
Yep.
Which is kind of great. I saw people on Twitter geeking out over that, which is fun.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be talking about the rest of the cards, of course. Last episode, if you missed it, definitely check it out because it was an absolute banger. We had our good friend Swim on the stream.
Last
in the podcast.
Stream. Yep.
On the stream. So you definitely want to check that out. If you didn't, that was just the last episode. Check that out in all the places.
Yep. If you want to hear Swim finally confess that he's been harboring anger towards me for the last few months.
It's true. Actually true. Not even a clickbait. It's definitely clickbait, but just because it's clickbait doesn't mean it's not true.
Yep.
It definitely is true. Hey, sometimes you get dumpstered on in the Riot Grand Prix, and
he Malphite punched his desk. It was awesome.
Just slams the desk. Yep. So definitely check that one out if you haven't already. It's it's in all the regular places, including the YouTube. Make sure you're checking out the new. It's not a new YouTube. It's the same one, but it's getting buffed. That's all I'm saying. And then also, the seasonal happened, which was cool.
Yeah, it was really good. The casters were kind of shitty, but the performance.
I would say one of the casters was really bad. Particularly in the first caster pairing of the day.
Yeah,
and it wasn't Casanova. The
one that wasn't Casanova was kind of.
Casanova, of course, is great.
Casanova all know is good.
And of course, Pastry Time was a great host. Yeah, Skarzig was an analyst. Which, by the way, how have we? I feel like we say this every month, but how the hell have we not had Skarzig on the show?
I don't know. I feel like I talk to them often too, and we just haven't. I think so. In my mind, we've had Skarzig on the show.
Same.
Yeah.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Like that?
I think it's because we're friends with him and we chat all the damn time.
I casted the seasonal Swiss rounds with him, and I was like, how is this the first time we've ever cast together? He's just got that I don't know. I feel like I've known Skarzig forever.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird in a good way where it's
I feel like there's been 3 times I've been like, dude, we need to have you on the show again. It's like, I've not been on the show. I'm like, fuck.
So Skarzig, if you hear this, hit one of us up because apparently
we're stupid. We're idiots.
I know.
Yeah,
I should really, dummies. If I was a little bit, smarter, I would message him right now while I'm talking. But I'm too smooth brain to do that. Yeah. But yes, in case you didn't get the joke, I was the other caster on the show. We're not actually calling anyone out. It was me.
It was actually Blevins.
It was actually me, which was fun. Super fun. Yeah, I've been talking a little bit about it on my stream. Actually, have I? Well, I'm going to be talking about it a little bit on my stream, and just if you have questions about it, because some people are like, oh, you did an awful job. We hope you never cast again. And I just want to be like, oh, well, here was my experience with it. But
Love it.
yeah, so that was fun. Speaking of other cool things, Saucy, you played the new set early. You were in the little preview event. How did that go?
It was really fun. So yeah, Riot gave myself and a bunch of people that were in the league partner program access to the set a day early. So I got to play all the stuff yesterday as well as today. So I've played quite a bit, and it's been a lot of fun. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's talk about some new stuff. So we got new cards.
All sorts of new cards.
They added a new region to the game, Ionia.
Which one? Wait, really? They finally added Ionia?
They added Ionia. Well, it's interesting. So if you're following along, if you've played the game since the start, Ionia was in the game at the start of the game, and it was very powerful. Like they had all these strong elusives.
3-mana deny.
Yeah, 3-mana deny, and like it was really strong. So it was too strong, so they took the region out of the game. The whole region is just gone. They just put the region back in the game with the champion Irelia, and now it's the only region in the game.
Wow. I think there's a little detail that's off there, Saucy. They didn't take Ionia completely out. It was a full region, right, at the beginning, or at least full compared to everything else. They took it when it was out for a little bit. They took it out when Bilgewater came out. They said, you know what? Let's just crumple this down into a little cube and let's just put it on the side. It was out of the game when Bilgewater came out. And then when they buffed Lee Sin originally, they said, oh, let's put all of Ionia into this Lee Sin card.
Yeah, into this they did all of Ionia and put it into one card, Lee Sin. that's and then they left. There was like two cards. They had Nopify and Deny and Lee Sin.
True. But yeah, so we're definitely going to be talking about the new Ionia cards, because that is the bulk of the cards that we hadn't talked about yet. So I mean, let's just start it off, Saucy. Yeah. Looking at the Ionia cards here. I mean, let's start at the top. We got the epic, the 8-mana 3/5 Zinnia Steel Crescendo. Have you used this one at all yet, Saucy?
The Steel Crescendo, eh?
Yeah, it's 8-mana 3/5 elusive. When you blade dance, which we'll talk about in a second, I attack with the blades, and when you play it, it has a play effect, Blade Dance 1.
I have not played the card. I've played an illegal amount of blade dancing, but I've not played this card mostly because you have won the game well before turn 8.
Yeah, I saw you playing actually have we figured out how to pronounce it? Is it Kyrian or Shirian?
I've been calling them Bat Boys. So
I saw you playing Bat Boy aggro.
Yeah.
And that was winning pretty consistently on like turn 5 at the most.
It's quick. And it's crazy because like the Irelia decks that we're seeing a lot of right now, Irelia Azir and Irelia MF seem to be like the strong ones at the moment. With Misfortune, how it works with the blade dances is basically you level her up like on turn 4, and then for the rest of the game you're attacking 3 or 4 times a turn with her ability, and it's really nuts. And it basically is the same with Azir because all of them count as summons, and so Azir's leveling up like 3 or 4 as well, so they're really quick.
Yeah, definitely a pretty inherent synergy there. And actually, I think Irelia Azir is like the pre-con deck that you can.
Yeah, it's called like Steel and Sand or whatever, Sand and Steel. Something like that. Yeah,
which is cool. I mean, it's a pretty. It kind of hits you over the head in terms of the synergy, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And I guess we should probably go over what Blade Dance actually is.
Yeah.
So Blade Dance says start a free attack with a number of attacking summoned blades. And the number is equal to whatever the Blade Dance number is. So Blade Dance 1 summons 1 attacking blade. And the blades, of course, we saw is actually one of the first cards, that 1-mana 1/1 blade that gets obliterated when I leave combat. Though I have been seeing reports that that is not always technically true, or like it it acts in a way that at least I didn't think it would initially.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know if it's bugs or intended or not. But
Right.
there's a lot of times when you like recall it or take it out of combat, it does
Yeah.
not obliterate.
Yeah, I think after seeing how what I thought was like if it ever leaves the attack,
Yeah,
that it just is
the
gone.
front line essentially.
If it ever leaves the front line, it's just gone. That's what I thought based on reading it. Now, of
Yeah.
course, there is what the card says on it.
And what it
There's
does.
what it should do based on what it says, and then what it actually does. Those are three different things. Yeah, so it doesn't work like that. It seems like it works more like when combat ends, it checks the board and obliterates all blades. It checks everywhere. Well, actually, it doesn't check everywhere, right? Because it keeps them in hand, I think.
Yeah, if you throw them in your hand, they stay there.
Yeah,
They don't get like fleeting.
Right. So if you if you well, regardless, I mean the interactions, I guess we'll get cleared up as to whether they are if it's intended or if it's just a bug or not. But
now I will like I think it is cool how they work. I mean, I think they could word it better and stuff, but I like that, like, if it hits the Nexus, it gets obliterated versus it dying.
Yes.
It works like that for a lot of reasons. One being things like Neverglade Collector and Pesky, whatever, don't give extra pings for them dying, because that'd
be brutal.
Degenerate. And also, a lot of people are like, why don't they just make him ephemeral? Well, that would make Shark Chariot busted as well. And also, Hecarim would level up on like turn 3 also.
Yeah. They'd also feel even more like Sand Soldiers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like, these feel like, I honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking that probably is intended that you could do that, maybe. Look at if you can like recall them, because recall is like a core synergy to Ionia. So maybe recalling them to like save them to block later is actually something that's intended. I don't know. But yeah, if they were just ephemeral, then yeah, all the things that you said would be the case. And I'm wondering, like, it's also possible that, like, because she already fits, like, Misfortune is an obvious one, and Azir is an obvious one. But if they were ephemeral, or they if they died, then everyone would be playing them with like Callista or even Thresh, right? Like you're triggering Thresh so quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean the amount of blades you get to play on every single turn, like between the recall and give it a blade dance, whatever called.
Yeah.
Like Irelia herself, the other cheap one, like you get a blade dance like 4 or 5 times a turn. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I'm wondering, because like Azir and MF I think are like level 1, and I feel like with the exception of like TK Raka, which for what it's worth did end up getting optimized, and I guess Deep to an extent too, although again that also got optimized, because remember the old days of
the very first search Deep now.
Let me keyword search Toss, put everything in. Oh, there's one extra slot. Okay, let's play one single Withering Wail. But yeah, I'm wondering if what is the level 2? Like, is it just like optimizing it even more? I saw you were playing actually Aurelia Teemo, which of course,
because why would
Teemo
I not?
and Saucy Mailman name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. But also maybe there is an aggressive elusive. I've loved the idea of Kinku elusives Teemo for a while. I've played that deck. I mean, it was like tier 2, but it's definitely do stuff.
There's definitely a few variants that I've seen, especially with the Misfortune versions. I've seen that there's a version that runs the Kinku Wayfinder, and you're basically just playing Misfortune as the only card from Bilgewater. Then there's the more traditional like Scouts version where you play stuff that has Scout as well. And then that's even like, do you play Crackshot Corsair? Do you play like because that's one that you might not play, or like Jagged Butcher?
Right.
The real MVP of all of these decks though is the I think it's the Sparring Student. It's the 1-mana 1/1 that gets +1/+1 for everything that you summon. I've seen some 10/10 Sparring Students today.
Yeah, because
1 mana 10/10, pretty okay.
Who his teacher was, inspiring mentor.
Bring me tea to gain the strength of rivers.
Exactly. And we all know how powerful that card is still.
I mean, it used to be very
It used to be nuts. It used to be like a premier card. But yeah, Sparring Student is now like an MVP premier card. If you start with that, like, and they don't kill it the turn you play it, it gets gigantic. It's crazy.
Which is super cool to see that, like, hey, card that was literally in Foundations.
Yeah.
That have seen, there's been some like tier 2 swim decks, like ephemerals and stuff that, like,
yeah, well, and it was good when we had the original ephemeral elusive deck that ran the Nexus Strike 3/1 or whatever that creates a copy in your hand. Like it used to get played back when Hecarim was degenerate, like the first time around. And then once they nerfed Hecarim, this card stopped seeing play.
Right. Does the 4-mana card that makes everything ephemeral and get +2/+2, does that affect things everywhere or only in your deck?
Hand and deck.
I wanted that to affect.
Yeah, because anything that's on the board doesn't get it.
Right,
what is it? Stalking Shadows?
No, Stalking Shadows is the 2-mana one. I thought the same thing.
Spooky Shadows.
Spooky Shadows. Yep, yeah. That's the one.
Screeching Shadows.
Screeching Shadow. That's the
Encroaching
one.
Shadows.
Yes, Night Striker gets it.
We just start throwing out words and shadows. Eventually, we'll get through the entire dictionary, and we'll get it.
Yep. Anti-disestablishmentarianism shadows.
Shadows. That one's real good.
Anyways, back on to our second card. I feel like we talked for a half hour about a card that we'll never see play.
Yeah, one day.
Vanguard's Edge, 7 mana slow. And by the way, this is Aurelia's champion spell. 7 mana slow spell. Blade Dance 3, which means you create 3 blades. And you get a free attack with them immediately attacking. Pick an ally to attack with the blades.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, right, just attacking with 1/1s is like, okay, that can be good, but being able to send in one of the clowns as well is pretty strong.
Yeah, this card, so if I was reviewing this set before I had played it, I would have said this card is dog shit. After playing against this card, it has blown me out of the water completely a lot. Because the way Irelia works, like if you bring Irelia into combat, she generates a 0 mana card where you can swap her around anywhere. So like it's if she's on the bench, you can swap. If not, it's interesting. But another card like you can attack with is like Glenglade or Greenglade Duo or whatever. And it's always like a 715 attack unit as well. And it has elusive. Yeah, elusives are a thing again between Droplet and all of the blades and Duo. Elusives are really, really good. And it's scary. It's even the like conspirator, the Navari conspirator or whatever, like Droplet into him is such a crazy tempo play.
So good.
Droplet's nuts. Have we talked about Droplet?
I feel like, I mean, let's talk about Dancing Droplet. That card is insane. 1 mana, 1/1, attune, elusive. When I'm recalled, draw 1. I mean, pretty unassuming, but I mean, I think most players saw this and were like, "Ooh, this enables a lot. This is a catalyst for a lot of decks."
Yeah, when I saw it, I immediately said this is one of my favorite cards in the game. It essentially feels like playing a 0 mana 1/1 elusive when you play it. That draws a card. It's like that's not obviously the text on it, but that's how it feels because like getting the spell mana in Ionia, especially, it pays for itself. And I mean, I've drawn 3-4 cards off of Droplet, and it's so nuts. Like the value on this card is insane.
Yeah, and also, you know, it's Flubber, right? I mean, it looks like Flubber.
Yeah,
it's Flubber Bird. Anyone remember? only 90s kids probably remember Flubber, and that
Yeah.
actually is probably true because that movie came out in like 1995. So
And like just a one mana, like a one drop elusive, like especially in the Misfortune and the Azir versions, like it generates, you get an attack for free if you're not in the mirror match, because who else is playing elusives, and it's so much value. It's crazy strong.
Well, the interesting thing about elusive, of course, is that inherently the more it's played, the less good it is, because the more people that are able to block your elusives, the less good your elusives are.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're gonna see like an ebb and flow with elusives kind of being at a power.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we saw that. We haven't seen this in a long time though. We've
Yeah,
really
it's
only
true.
ever seen, like, if you don't count like some of the like more meme decks, the only real like powerful like tier 1 elusive deck has been Kinku elusives, or like the Braum elusives, when the like week that Braum had 1 power.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting. I think we're going to see, because right now, I think even as the day's gone on, it's changed a bit. But like early on today, the entire ladder was literally nothing but Irelia MF. Like, I think that's the only deck I saw for like 4 hours. And then people realized, oh, I'm tired of playing this mirror match. Maybe I should start playing decks that are good against that.
Right.
So I think it is going to be like definitely for the next couple weeks, it'll be super volatile meta where it's going to really just kind of float around between Irelia stuff and things that counter Irelia stuff.
Right. Chat brings up a good point that Fizz TF was definitely
Burble Fish
deck, so I'll give you that. That one I will definitely concede to. But okay. So Vanguard's Edge, definitely, you think it
I
has
think
a
it's
spot?
decent.
Well, I mean, it's in the deck, right? If Irelia is in your deck, that card is automatically in it.
Yeah.
But
It's very interesting because like there's a lot of times where like you want to like Irelia is super good, but she has a lot of play to her. Like especially when they're using removal on her. You're in Ionia, so there's a lot of ways you can save it. But sometimes you're like, do I save her because I have another copy in hand and I want to play the Vanguard's Edge, or do I want this to die so I can play the other one because when she's summoned I'm gonna get another Blade Duet or whatever. So there's a lot to her. She's a tricky woman.
I like it.
She's fun as hell. She's fun as hell.
That's the cool thing. I that's what I've been popping. I popped into a bunch of streams today, and it seems like everyone is like, yeah, Irelia is kind of really good and also fun, which is not something that usually you don't hear good and fun describing the same card a lot of time.
Does this release have syncopation?
What about syncopation?
Is that one of the cards on our list to talk about?
I'm not really. It sure is.
All right, let's talk about syncopation because it goes into this conversation of like how she's fun.
The syncopation.
This card is nuts. So it's I believe a 2 mana. Yeah, 2 mana burst spell. Swap 2 allies. This could be either a counter spell. This could be get in more damage. This can be make Irelia kill something in combat because she has quick attack. There's been so many. I had a game earlier. I was playing the Teemo version, and I was against Ezreal, and I attacked with Teemo. He blocks with Ezreal, and I swapped it with Irelia and killed Ezreal. And I was like, she's just in combat now. It's so good.
Yeah, syncopation, definitely another card that a lot of players saw and like, oh yeah, this is where we want to be for sure.
I want this. So this episode of the podcast, let's put it on record that this card's gonna get nerfed, not because it's too strong, but because it feels terrible to play against. Absolutely terrible. This has the unyielding spirit clause where it wasn't broken, but didn't feel horrible to lose to that card. And this card feels like dog shit to lose to.
There's a pretty big difference in cost between syncopation and unyielding spirit.
It's gonna get nerfed.
It has so much utility.
Yeah.
It can do so many things. Like you said, you can use it offensively, you can use it defensively. And maybe this is just the problem, the just inherent problem with Ionia is that the cards are either too good or they're complete dog shit. And there's really very little in between.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this earlier today. It might have been with our producer. Like, Ionia is either poopy ass or god tier. It's like, that's just how Ionia works as a region.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it is.
our
It's,
producer's saying
it's
it's
blue.
blue.
Like
It's
magic.
blue for magic, which again is also either. It's insanely OP. That was the end of the sentence. Anyways,
It depends on how
Blossoming
far back you
Blade.
go in Magic's history.
That's true.
The older the set, the better blue gets.
That's true. That's true. I think Deathrite Shaman was probably the turning point for
Yeah, true though.
when other cards started getting close.
Yeah.
And also, let's be honest, Tarmogoyf was a blue card. Anyway,
True.
everyone get your Runeterrable bingo cards out. We made
we started talking about Magic.
20-year-old Magic references.
Yep.
Okay, probably only 15-year-old Magic references on some of those, but anyway, actually, shoot, Time Spiral. Whew, there's a remastered set of Time Spiral, so that means it must be old. Anyway, Blossoming Blade, 4 mana, 3/3. Play Blade Dance 2. Have you seen this one getting played? Is this one like it seems kind of like the vanilla, like this feels like an expedition card to me.
It's all right. It's like playable enough in the Blade Dance archetype that like because you want all the effects of this that you get.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the one you're least excited to play.
Yeah.
It's like I think this is the card that's going to be a lot of like deck building where we start refining lists between how many copies. Where I think I've seen like it starts out everyone's decks have 3 copies and then it's been shaving down copies of it.
Yeah.
It's very fringe. It feels like it feels like a 3 mana card, but Blade Dance is so strong that I think it has to be a 4 mana card.
It feels like it would be very pushed at 3 mana.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
My bar, I mean vanilla test. My bar is Bull Elnuck. If you're not out doing a Bull Elnuck,
But Blade Dance 2, I mean, it's getting 2 units out there. So it's two attackers that level up Irelia herself, 2 units for Azir. It is a lot. It's a good card. It's definitely good, and it fits into the archetype in the decks. Like, it's strong.
Yeah, it definitely is the you control F Blade Dance, put everything in, and once we start to understand how much Blade Dance we actually want in a deck, this is probably one of the first things getting cut.
Yeah, like the card itself is strong. I just don't think it's on the same power level as the 2 mana one or the recall spell one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, let's talk about the queen herself. I actually don't think she's a queen in the lore, but regardless,
she could be.
Maybe. Irelia, 3 mana, 3/2, quick attack. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, create a flawless duet in hand. Now, when I read this is worded somewhat ambiguously.
Yes.
Okay, actually it's not because of where the colon is. When I first read it, I wasn't paying attention. So it says when I'm summoned or round start, colon, if you have the attack token, create a flawless duet in hand. It's not when I'm summoned or round start if you have the attack token, colon.
Yeah.
So you always have to have the attack token, whether it's summon or round start.
Yeah, if you want to
get a flawless
the duet.
And flawless duet is the 1 mana, right? The 1 mana
fleeting spell.
Fleeting. Is that burst? Or is it slow? I guess I can't tell.
I think it's slow. It's a spell. It's a speed. It is definitely a speed.
It's the purple one, which I think is slow. Yeah, it's slow.
It's a speed for sure.
1 mana slow, Blade Dance 2. So just good old fashioned getting a Blade Dance 2 for 1 mana. And she levels up when 12 plus allies have attacked. And her level up version, of course, gets +1/+1. Still has quick attack. So 3 mana, 4/3. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, create a flawless duet in hand. And when allies attack, create a Blade Surge in hand, which is that card you mentioned, Saucy, the 0 mana. Excuse me, the 0 mana. What is it? 0 mana burst. Swap Irelia with an ally. So Syncopation was good, but Syncopation for 0 mana seems also pretty decent.
It makes it makes attacking and blocking so difficult against. Like, there's a lot of times you're like, shit, I don't want to block this crappy 1/1 because like it's just a 1/1. But if I don't, this might be a 4/3, and then you're like, who do I block anything with? Because now he can just kill my important unit, or they can get him more damage. Like, it makes combat a nightmare. There was I was playing earlier. I was playing like Kindred, Zillion, Go Hard. and I went to kill something with a Vile Feast. They syncopated it, and then so I'm like, okay, now I can kill Irelia. So I used my Vengeance, and then they syncopated again. I was like, God, stop swapping. I think it was 3 in 1 combat round, and I was just like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like there's all these swaps. It was so annoying.
It feels a lot like ninjutsu
Yeah.
from Magic. Again,
Yeah.
another 15-plus-year-old Magic reference there for you. When are we getting Ninja the Deep Hours? That's what I want.
Dude, it could fit in this game and it'd be sweet.
Yeah, I mean we kind of have it, right? Wait, there's definitely cards that when they hit you draw a card, right? There's got to be.
Sure. I don't know. Probably not. No, there's
Maybe.
definitely. Well, there's like the 3/2 in Piltover and Zom that like take a card from their deck that kind of draws.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Chempunk Pickpocket.
Oh my God! Now I want to build a deck that you swap in with Syncopation with your elusive droplets and hit them with Pickpocket.
Ooh,
that's so fun.
Maybe that goes in the Kyrian Batboy deck.
Yeah, but then you're in Ionia, not Shadow Isles.
True.
3 regions.
We'll see. Three region one. Okay. Coastal Defender is the next one here. 4 mana, 2/6. When you summon an ally, give me +2/+0 this round. Yeah, this one feels kind of vanilla-y compared to the other. I mean, it does you only need to summon one ally to get to better than Bull Elnuk stats. So I am intrigued, I will say.
And you do summon 8 billion things.
That's true. It does work with the blades, of course.
Yep. Now, I haven't seen this card once. I've thought about putting it into a deck. I put it into a deck and it took it out. I haven't played it yet. But the only thing that really matters is I believe people have told me in lore that this is the Greenglade duo's other half. Like they're a couple. I believe
Coastal
is a thing.
Defender is a couple with a Yordle guy on the back of
Yeah, with the Yordle, I believe so. It's someone, right? Isn't it someone? Someone in chat, let me know because I know someone's gonna yell at me. But it's someone's other half. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Green. I'm pretty sure it's Greenglade duo. I saw people talking about that.
So it's the Yordle though, in the Greenglade.
Yeah, it's definitely the Yordle side, not the lady.
Yeah.
Someone is saying Gangplank, which I don't think is true, but maybe.
Yeah, no, it is Gangplank.
Everyone's Gangplank's boyfriend. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see boats in the background, right?
Therefore, it's Gangplank's boyfriend.
This card does work with Syncopation, right? You make this gigantic and swap it. So.
Yeah. I could see it. Like maybe if we get to a point where we're playing like a Noxus version with Might and like Zed and double attack and stuff, I think could be a thing.
That could definitely be interesting. I mean, I've
Cattle the Arm.
Yeah, there has been a Draven Riven sort of double attack OTK deck floating around that I saw. Actually, a Riot employee on the Masters ladder was playing.
Nice.
I stole that deck. It was a fun one, but we'll see. Maybe Coastal Defender OTK will be a thing. Okay, next card here. Ribbon Dancer, 2 mana, 2/1, play Blade Dance 1. This feels like sort of the bread and butter of that deck.
So good.
Yeah. Not too much to it. It just does a lot for a 2-drop, which is nice.
Card's just incredible.
Yep. Another one that seems pretty interesting, Lead and Follow.
Yeah.
Recall an ally to create a flawless duet in hand, which of course is that 1 mana Blade Dance 2. Has this one been as good as I think it might be?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's so good. I mean, it plays like a Notify with value.
Ooh.
Like they go to kill your thing, you just bounce it back. You also get a flawless duet. If you use this on Droplet, you also draw a card. It's like it's so strong. It makes like all of these cards like make it to where your Irelia or Misfortune literally never die. You just bounce them around. Like they try and get excited. Your MF, you syncopate it, and they're like, "Oh, I'll kill it again." You're like, lead and follow. You're like, it never dies.
Well, and the thing is like normally if you bounce or kill an MF against like say traditional like Demacia scouts, it's like okay. That Misfortune's probably never leveling up, right?
Yeah.
If they miss the first chance to level up Misfortune, it's not going to happen. But when you're blade dancing multiple times a turn, it's like, yeah, you're leveling up Misfortune quite quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this, if you bounce back Misfortune and then you play her, this has a duet, and then she gets another attack. Like she's probably halfway to level up again the turn you play her.
Yeah.
Like that same turn that you tried to kill her. It's crazy.
Yeah, it seems pretty sick in general. And also there's just casual dancing droplet enabling all this, keeping your spell mana filled with a tune.
Yeah.
Pretty broken.
Droplet boy.
Last Ionia card that we haven't talked about here, Shadows of the Past. 5 mana fast speed spell. Recall each ally and summon a living shadow in its place, which of course is the Z3 the Z3/2. Have you seen this one at all or put any thought into
haven't.
this one?
I think it's really, really cool. I don't know if it's when I first saw it, I was like, this card seems awesome, especially with the blades, because like you can throw out a bunch of blades and then play this. But they're usually just dead before this is relevant. So I don't know. It's really cool, and I think it's gonna be like a thing at some point, but I forgot it was a card.
It definitely seems like it definitely works well with the blades. It works well with like cheap elusives, right? Because like if they can't block, the problem, it has the sort of the playful trickster problem where like you can do this thing that's like, okay, I can do this attack, I can attack with a bunch of elusives, and then I can play this and I'll get in for a bunch of damage. But this isn't Magic where it's not like you declare attacks and then when they don't declare blocks, you can play a spell
and then flash it in. Yeah.
And then flash it in. It doesn't work like that. If you attack with everything, you either have to pre-commit it or you have to play it after they block. But if they just press OK and you're not killing them, they just take whatever. So like, I mean, technically you could get 18 damage through with this if you attacked with a bunch of 1/1s. It seems interesting, but yeah, it does seem clunky. It doesn't seem fast. This is not like an aggro card, I don't think. It would be more like a control card, maybe, where you're like just chipping in with 1/1s and you get I don't know, you get a board full of 1/1 elusives and then attack and then cast this in for 18 in one turn. But
yeah, this card I think has the deck building problem I was talking about last week, where I don't think the card is inherently bad. I just don't know if there's a spot for it right now. It's what, like, to put this in the deck or the deck you're playing, you have to take something out, and it's like, do you want to play this over the other options we have? I think it's cool, and I think that like if you're wanting to play like something where you would play Monastery of Harana, or where like your enter the battlefield effects matter, it's pretty sweet. I don't know. It's interesting. I think this will be like a card where you'll get ranched by it on ladder at some point and you'll get pissed off.
This seems like the type of card that if it were in a Magic set, it would be in a set like this. It would be in the middle set. It'd be this random inconspicuous rare that does a unique thing, and in 5 years it's going to be like a $37 card because no one has it, and people like wrote the like proxy wrote like Black Lotus on the front of it to proxy cards. Like that's what this card feels like. And then it ends up being like, you know, a 2 of in a modern sideboard, and it is a $30 card all of a sudden. It seems like it's inconspicuous, but it does a unique thing. It does a scaled or a scalable thing where like unlike the Z spell, which is like always like 3 mana, put it 1/3/2 into play and you bounce one thing. This gets better the more stuff you have in play potentially. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a cool spell. It's a cool spell. It's a hard one to evaluate, but it's really cool.
Yep. So I think the only other cards we have to talk about, did we talk about all of the
probably. Let's just say we
cards?
We probably did.
We definitely talked about.
Yeah, I think we've talked about all the other stuff.
We didn't talk about Malphite.
Did we not?
Malphite wasn't out. Only the first cards for Malphite were out.
Thought he was. He's a big Rocky boy.
He is a big Rocky boy. We definitely talked about Chip and Blue Sentinel. I don't think we talked about Earth Elemental, because this was like the first half of Malphite. Malphite was going to be revealed the next day that we talked to Swim.
Yeah, so Malphite is interesting. He is an interesting card. I've been playing some Leona Malphite, and I think it's it's close to okay.
Such a glowing review of Malphite.
Yeah. So when I first saw Malphite, I was saying he was poopy ass. I haven't changed my mind. I don't think he's good. He's got one of the coolest animations when he levels up, and he is really cool. So he's a 7 mana 6/10 with tough, and he levels up once you've summoned 10 plus mana of landmarks. When he levels up, if you have the attack token, you create an unstoppable force in hand, which is a 2 mana, I think, slow spell that stuns all enemies.
Yep.
It's the thing is, so it's difficult because Malphite himself, to win the game, you want a lot of board space where you want to play a bunch of shit that you can get in an attack with. But the deck you play him in, you want to play all these landmarks so that you level him up. People have been saying like, oh, play him with Talia. I think that he's actually bad with Talia because she's making the problem of needing board space worse by playing more landmarks. He's actually super easy to level up because they've released the 5 mana landmark that has it's what Eye of the Raharok. That landmark's dope and it's very nuts and it's strong and you can just play it in non-Malphite decks.
Yeah. I'm not on the Malphite train.
I've been trying, dude.
Feel free to clip this and tag me on Twitter and post this clip at me when Malphite is tier 1, but I'm not seeing it. What 7 mana champions do we have? Nautilus? If you're making me pick between Malphite and Nautilus, it's not close to me.
I played Malphite versus Nautilus a couple times today.
Who won?
Not Malphite. That's the spoiler. I don't think I won once with the deck today.
I'm honestly not surprised because I don't know. Malphite just doesn't seem great. What, like you said, the board space thing, it's a huge problem, right? And Malphite, like, what if? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
I
Like,
think it's like the Leona version is super close. I think it's very close to being okay. This is good Leona support. So like if you do like Leona, we got some good support for her. Mostly the Eye of the Raharok. And the Solari Sunhawk is actually super nutty good. It's a 2 mana 2/3 with Daybreak stun the strongest enemy, I believe. That card's actually great. That card's really good.
Yeah. Also just looks sweet. Yeah, that card's cool. The Eye of the Raharok is interesting, but it's also like it's expensive, which is good for Malphite, but just bad in general, right? Like,
yeah, it's good for Malphite because it counts for 10 mana worth of landmarks that you're summoning.
Yeah, but again, board space is an issue, and also like you're telegraphing the turn you're going off, right?
Yeah.
Which sometimes doesn't matter. Like for trying to think if there's cards like that already, but like just the countdown cards in general, like you can play around them. But this one, it's such an investment. 5 mana, do nothing is so much of an investment. And yes, you can set up those turns, but it's definitely going to be tough in a deck that like also has a bunch of other like 3 mana or 2 mana do nothing the turns you play them. So you're putting yourself way behind on tempo. How are you getting it back? One answer is the Stonebreaker, 6 mana, 6/4 play. If you summon 4+ landmarks this game, deal 4 to an enemy and 2 to the enemy nexus.
Yeah.
This one feels legit.
Yeah, it's good. It's good in these type of decks. I think that was actually one of the MVPs of the Malphite deck I was playing. Like you kill a dude and burn them for 2. A lot of times just burning them for 2 because like you always get so close to winning. Like it's so close, and then you're like, how do I find this last pieces of damage?
Yeah, there's like not a ton of over the top because they don't naturally have overwhelm. Maybe we need to be playing the Crystal Ibex.
Yeah, Trudeau.
We do have Earth Elemental who has overwhelm, 4 mana, 3/5 overwhelm. Once you've summoned 4+ landmarks this game, grant me +3/+0. And I think the only other card we haven't talked about is Ground Slam, which is actually Malphite's champion spell. 4-mana fast spell, stun a unit, deal 3 to it if you summon a landmark this game. That one
That
I actually think
it's
is pretty good.
Yeah, that one is very, very, very interesting card. I have had my opponent every time I've seen it get played, my opponent's completely fucked up how it works. Because they always
Really?
use it in combat. So they'll like block with a dude, and then they want to use the ground slam to do the extra 3 damage, so it'll kill it in combat. But when it gets stunned, it takes it out of combat. So it's like it's interesting that the stun is super good, especially on a big thing attacking.
Yeah.
I think the card is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think in terms of the cards, we've talked about all of them. And if we missed any chat, let us know. Tweet at us at Runeterrable.
Whatever.
Let us know on Discord.
Tweet away.
Tweet away.
They will be promptly
I
ignored.
dare you to tweet at me.
The last couple of things, Saucy. I got a couple of topics I wanted to sort of just we can quickly go through these because I think they're sort of interesting. Let's do 3 cards. What do you think of the 3 cards that make the biggest impact out of the new in a new meta, or like 3 cards that you think are going to be the best from the new set?
Biggest impact cards. So I think that the Shurima, what is it? I don't know the dominate. The Merciless Hunter, the 3-mana 4/3 fearsome that grants an enemy vulnerable card is strong as hell.
Yep.
I think that one's going to be a huge one. I'm just going to say Irelia because it's changed the entire game at the moment. So the Irelia stuff, I was going to say, because like that whole package goes really well together.
Yeah.
And then the like those are the good ones. Those are the good ones.
I'll give you Dancing Droplet as the freebie to package in for the third one.
Actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the advanced landmark shit, like the Clockwork Curator, I think is actually really good. That and Time in a Bottle have been actually super, super, super strong. It's created so the deck that I was playing when I was actually climbing today that I haven't lost a game with is Frozen Thrall advanced time stuff. With Talia, with actual Talia, and Talia was good in the deck. If you play a turn 1 Frozen Thrall into this, and then like any other advance, you get an 8/8 overwhelm really fast. And on turn 5, you can make 2 8/8 overwhelms really easy with Talia. So I think that there's something there. I think there's something there.
There certainly could be. Interesting. Clockwork Curator. I mean, that was definitely the one that, if that type of card was going to be good, that was one of them. I mean, I think the Time in a Bottle, of course, is probably the best one. But
Time in a Bottle, solid. Oh, the 1-mana burst speed -2 attack is also very good.
Oh yes. Scrying Sands. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So my 3. And this is you played a bit today, so you got a little bit of experience. I'm coming with nothing, so these might be wildly wrong. They're in no particular order, but my first one is going to be the Kyrian Sump Workers. I think that card is so sweet. I saw you play it for 2 games, which you won on, I think, turn 3 and turn 5 respectively. Attacking with that thing is pretty nutso bonkers. So
I can clarify how it works with Fading Memories too.
Ooh, how?
Playing it a bunch.
How?
Keeps it keeps ephemeral.
Oh, boo.
So if you play the Fading Memories and put it out there, it has ephemeral.
Damn, that stinks, but still quite good.
Yeah, it is way better than I first thought it was. You do have to build the deck kind of around it, but if you were playing like the Shadow Isles Burn style deck with Doom Beasts and Until Dusk or whatever it's called, it fits into that really well. Anyways, you just add some iteratives and play this and go to Hound.
Yep, I like it. Second one for me is going to be, I'm just going with Zillion. I think he's super cool. The time bombs seem really good. And then like Time in a Bottle seems awesome. He feels like he both goes into a synergy deck that you can build around him, but also he's just good on his own. and sort of is his own synergy, which is pretty cool. So I definitely like him. And then number 3 for me to see, I'm going with Bone Skewer. We talked about it last time. I just think that card's sick. It gives Deep another option, which it usually doesn't, it usually doesn't get. Like, people aren't always thinking about Deep synergies. Although I guess it did get another option in the last set, and that made the deck significantly better. Hence
I'm
the
excited to play
seasonal
with
having
this.
a lot. Yeah, Bone Skewer seems good. I like it. I'm in on it.
I want to play like Bone Skewer with Draven and like get a bunch more whirling blades, and like there's so much cool shit you can do with it because they strike. I love this card. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is definitely really sweet. So I think for the most part that is basically what we've got from the new set. Definitely go out and play with the new cards.
Yeah.
And let us know, what decks have you been liking? What decks do you think are good? What deck has been working for you in the week? Let us know on Discord, discord.me/Runeterrable Radio, on Twitter, Runeterrable, and all all that stuff.
Yeah, all the places.
Saucy. And of course on YouTube as well. We got the brand new YouTube, which is it's getting buffed.
Yeah.
But Saucy, where can people find you on the internet when you're not here on the brand new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Runeterrable?
Yeah, if you want to check me out, you can check me out on my website, saucy.live or saucymailman.com. I stream Monday through Friday, basically all the time.
Nice. Well, if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter, twitter.com or at _Blevins. I literally forgot my Twitter name for a second. I'm streaming a bit more, hopefully, so you can find me twitch.tv/theblevins. But of course, you can find the show and all the links to the show, discord.me/Runeterrable Radio, runeterrable.com, YouTube, Runeterrable Radio on YouTube, at Runeterrable on Twitter. But that is gonna be it for this episode. Thank you everyone for listening. But for Saucy Mailman, for our mystery producer who get your guesses as to who it is. It's just we're gonna shroud them in mystery.
Yeah.
But for everyone here, thank you for listening and watching. I'll be back next week to talk about more Legends of Runeterra. Wow. Woo.
Wom, 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 wom.
Boom.
Wom.
Thank you, chat. You all's is great. We should probably raid someone from the new channel because that'll be cool. We're still live, right? Yep.
Wait, are you streaming tonight?
I will look. Who?
Blevins, were you streaming tonight?
Oh,
I just thought you
I'm
were
not
for
gonna stream right now. I'm not gonna stream right now.
Streaming's for losers.
Let's actually stream. What if I complain I haven't got my Lambo?
You should have gotten it in the mail.
Let's raid. Here, I'll post it. Let's raid our good friend Majin Bay, seasonal champion, friend of the show. I posted it in the Discord.
And we put it in the secret chat for you. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo.
It's Cinco de Mayo and I didn't realize it, and I accidentally ordered Mexican food just because I wanted it.
Because it's always good.
It also happened to be Cinco de Mayo.
We accidentally did Mexican food yesterday, and I got Mexican beers.
No, I can't raid as a mod, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Ship it. Okay, we're gonna send everybody over to Majin Bay. Go say hi and all that good stuff. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later.
See you later. I'm gonna see you